We are now at the halfway point of the season as we head into round 5 here at Aintree for the British Grand Prix. Welcome along, ladies and gentlemen, to the historic F1 series as we continue the 1959 season, which is brought to you by Historic Sim Studios. This season has already produced plenty of dramatic moments, including our last race at Rams for the French Grand Prix, which saw 14 retirements. But crucially, the championship contenders managed to keep all 4 wheels on the track last time, and Sebastian Vettel retains his spot at the top with 14 points, with Jenson Button following close behind with 12. Jackie Stewart also entered the fray after his win in France, and now stands in 3rd with 10 points. Kimi Raikkonen and Jack Palmer currently standing in 4th and 5th respectively. What potential twists lie in wait for the 20 drivers today as we take a look at the starting grid, and it's an all British front row with Jackie Stewart starting on pole, with Damon Hill with his highest ever start in HF1 starting in P2. Then we have Alberto Ascari in 3rd and Alain Prost in 4th. The championship leader Sebastian Vettel starts in 5th, and so we'll all be keeping a close eye on him, but we'll also be keeping a close eye on Jack Palmer, who's looking to get his season up and running here. The defending champion has had a disappointing season so far with 2 DNFs in 4 races, and has previously stated that this race would be the one he wants to win. Palmer starts 6th, with the Brazilian duo of Ayrton Senna and Emerson Fittipaldi in 7th and 8th. Jim Clark will also be looking to improve this season as he starts 9th alongside Kimi Raikkonen in 10th. Jenson Button had a bad race in France, and his championship chances will have taken quite a hit as he will have to fight from 11th if he wants to score points. And right at the back is the 2 struggling rookies of Charles Leclerc and Sterling Moss. Last season at Aintree, we saw a fairly uneventful victory by Jack Palmer, who won from P5 on the grid, and also saw Button and Fittipaldi on the podium, with Valtteri Bottas being the only retirement that day. Hopefully this time we can see an epic battle for the lead as the championship battle really starts to heat up. Will Sebastian Vettel keep his spot at the top, or will someone sabotage his efforts? Anything can happen in the next half hour. 10 laps ahead of the drivers, so let's begin the 1959 British Grand Prix here at Aintree. It's good to be back. Historic F1 series. Always good. Feeling a bit nervous, but confident we can get a result here. So let's have a good one. And we are away. Plenty of wheel spin, but a good start nonetheless. Still sort of flying in formation. As we head towards the first braking zone. Gonna stay in 3rd, there's a bit of contact ahead. That's probably Jackie Stewart hitting somebody. I think that's Damon Hill who's just taking the lead. I've got to be careful here, a bit of contact with somebody on my left. Hopefully it didn't cause any incidents. I think that was actually Sebastian Vettel. Alright, slightly chaotic first opening lap, but we're still in the fight, so we're up to 4th now. Sebastian Vettel still behind me in 5th. Ooh. And it's actually Alberto Ascari who's in the lead. Yeah, I'm quietly confident of my chances today. Have you noticed as well, the track's had an update. It's been sort of overhauled. It looks a lot fresher and a lot nicer. Still not perfect, of course. That will only come when somebody's done a fully built up from scratch version rather than a conversion. This is just a polish of a conversion, but it looks so much nicer. Okay, good. Onto the main straight. Who's this? This is Damon Hill in front. So far, no accidents. I'm going to brake early here because I don't want to. Again, I don't want to cause any incidents. There's plenty of time for that. Plenty of time for, last gasp overtakes.
He's out of the race.
So far, so good. Bit of fighting going on behind, it seems, as I touched the grass slightly. Also found out during the week well, yesterday actually, and that's Francois Severe out of the race. Forgot to change gear there. I thought I was in top gear, but I wasn't. So a bit of a mistake on my part, and Vettel's closed up slightly. But yeah, I found out yesterday that the calibration on the pedals was wrong. For some reason overnight it I just discovered that it even if I didn't have my foot on the pedal, it was still applying the brake ever so slightly. Don't know how much that affected car performance or how long that actually has been going on for, but it was still slowing me down. That's probably the reason why I've done so badly this year. Because again, I don't know how long it's gone on for, but I've recalibrated it. Should be fine. It should brake when I want it to, rather than all the time. But it's still tricky though. The car's still a handful, but on a track like this, it's fairly well suited. During practice, I didn't have any significant issues. I didn't spin out or anything. It was just the sort of same mistakes that I'd make normally, like going wide or outbraking myself and stuff, which is usual when you're doing a bit of practice. You know, learning the track with a new car. It's never easy. But I've got to say, it does look so much better. It looks so much fresher and clean. This could potentially be the last time we come to Aintree for the British Grand Prix. I know what season we're doing next, but I don't actually know what circuits are in it. So it's Jackie Stewart now, the fastest lap. A whole 2 seconds faster than my practice times. Slightly concerning, but not too much. We'll just have to push extra hard. Broke a bit too early there. Good. So we're still keeping them. As long as they're still in my sights, I still have confidence that I can catch up. But at the same time, the cars behind me seem to be wanting a bit of action. Got another one of my teammates behind me. I don't actually know who it is at the moment, and it's Alain Prost. Didn't have to go up to third there. I don't know why I did that. Potentially ruined my race now. It's the third lap already. So I've had some time off as well from work, and got up fairly early to do this video, except it's now 2:30 in the afternoon, and football starts in half an hour, so I'm hoping to get this one done before that starts. My team are playing Luton Town at home in the Premier League. So we're fairly quick on the straight. But yeah, controversial, right? Ooh,
And all I can say to that is...
There's been a crash there, that's kind of saved me a little bit. Oh, I got it wrong again. To be fair, that was one of the problem areas during practice. I'd always just try too hard. At least I didn't go smashing into those straw bales. I just clipped the grass and just went spinning. Oh well. Nico Rosberg's out. So we're now down to 9th, buttons ahead. So now we've got to work a little bit harder to get back up there. The disappointment continues. The struggles are real. See, I'll be real with you. It's been hard to do this season when it hasn't been going so well, you know, because I'll be wanting to do a video in the next episode of this season, But then knowing that it'll be a struggle, and you know I haven't been doing well this season, it's really hard to find a motivation to do it. So, you know, I do apologise for not being consistent with this series this season, but when it hasn't been, you know, that entertaining from my point of view, it's a little bit hard to find a motivation. But hopefully next season could be slightly better. I know for a fact, because the 50s, when I did this the first time off camera a couple of years ago, you know, just in my spare time, the 50s weren't really that interesting. Nothing really much happened. It wasn't until the 60s where stuff really started to ramp up in terms of tension and excitement and just thrill and the speed. Moving on, especially the 70s, that's where things really got exciting. So Sebastian Vettel now the fastest lap, that will be crucial to him. That's an extra point. Also Sterling Moss is also out. I'm not too sure I can actually catch up to Button. Actually a lot quicker than I thought. I'm just really slow at the moment. Not too sure. Hopefully it's not my brake pedal, because that was quite an eye-opener, and you know, realising that it was applying the brakes without me even pressing the pedal down. No fault of the car, it's just my physical pedals down here. They are quite old. I've had them for like 3 or 4 years, and hopefully there isn't an issue because I haven't got the money to get a new set. But where can I find time? We're down a second and a half from Button already this lap. And I haven't really done anything. Just been driving normally. But this is as fast. This is really all I can do with this car without it spinning out or causing some sort of accident. I think the best thing to do now is just hold on and hope that I can stay here and not drop any further, really. So yeah, now 8 seconds behind, but at the same time Hakkinen is still 2 seconds behind. He's not really gaining on me or anything, so confused. But the next race is at Arvus. That's going to be tricky, but at the same time I think that'll be quite interesting. I can see a lot of retirements happening on just one section, which I think we all know what that is. The Wall of Death. And Jackie Stewart now has the fastest lap. Vettel's now up to 4th. Ascari is still leading. I think Stewart's just behind him. I don't know. I can't see that far. They're somewhere over there. Quite disappointed actually. I was kind of hoping this would be a race I could win, but that doesn't seem likely unless every car in front of me crashes out. So yeah, slightly depressing. And let's be honest, I only got 6th place at France purely because everybody else retired. Yeah, like I was saying, hopefully next season we can redeem myself. I know what car we're driving, and whilst when I did the season before it wasn't the best, I feel like I can improve from last time. And whoa, it's going to be fun. Some very iconic tracks coming to HF1. Also, I've noticed that this is controversial, almost. Don't know how you go review this, but I've noticed the views have really dropped off in the last few weeks. It's probably down to me because I haven't really uploaded as consistently as I would do in the past. I'm not worried about it, and I appreciate you guys for watching. I'm still watching, and still quite a few of you subscribing to this channel, which I really appreciate. But it is a little bit hard to again find the motivation to do a video knowing that it's going to get, you know, 50 views. Stop doing that. Whilst in the past, you know, I'll do a video and it get 400 to 500 views, maybe in the thousands, and that's not happening anymore. I don't know why. Because my previous video, the one where I did the 2005 Japanese Grand Prix, probably one of the best videos I've done in terms of, you know, watchability, if that's a word. But yeah, in terms of just how enjoyable it was to make and how enjoyable it was to rewatch over, especially the intro. I feel like my intros are improving, getting quicker and not too much dabble. Sort of experimented with the Race to the Top series, and different ways to. Oh, that center out is disappointing. The season continues, but in terms of how I do my videos going forward, I'm sort of using the Race to the Top series as a kind of experiment at the same time. You know, I'm cutting a lot of stuff out, and I might start doing that for this series as well, so then the videos aren't so long. Ooh. Making the intros a lot more snappy, to the point, saying, okay, we're doing this, cool, let's do this, it's gonna be fun. And I'm not going to stop making content, of course. I mean, it's just disheartening, because obviously I work full time and I put in a lot of my spare time into making videos. I'm not going to stop, because I enjoy making videos, and whilst my mental health gets in the way quite often, just a thought that, okay, maybe one person out there might actually look forward to, you know, watching my videos. So with that being said, yeah, I'm going to do it, because you just never know. So yeah, I'm not gonna stop. Still, F1 series is going to continue. The Race to the Top is going to continue. Hopefully with better fortunes. I'm still salty about that disqualification. Oh no. Okay. So we might have a battle on our hands now. Finally. Someone's caught up. That's Hakkinen. Oh no, that's Raikkonen. Currently 4th in the championship. Just above me. We have Hakkinen still behind me. They've caught up. I'm just slow on her. But we've got 2 laps after this, so hopefully we can just, you know, stay there. Because I don't think I'm getting away from Hakkinen, and I'm not catching up to Raikkonen either. If I could stop touching that grass there, that would be great. But yeah, like I said, it's hard to do videos when, you know, I get back from work and I'm tired and I've got to spend the rest of the evening making a video. It's difficult. Obviously when I say, oh, you know, YouTubers, they don't do anything, they don't put in any work, what do? No, they do, and doing this I've kind of grown to kind of understand it and appreciate it. And I'm not saying, I don't class myself as a YouTuber, I just, you know, make mediocre sim racing videos on YouTube. That's what I do, as, you know, as a side hobby, and I enjoy it. And sometimes when I get a comment from one of you guys and say, you know, they enjoyed this, or even if it's just whatever, you know, it's still interacting with people, and you know, I like it. So the channel is going to continue once we reach 500. I'm going to have something special lined up for you. Something which you could buy. That's all the information I'm giving. But I am working with a friend who's going to be doing something for this channel as well. See, to be fair, I've never really had the best races here at Aintree. They've either been, you know, wins but didn't really feel hard earned, or just not really entertaining. And I think this has been one of them. It's not been the most entertaining of races, is it? I can see the leaders are over there. Yeah, Harvest next should be very interesting. And hopefully there I can get a win. Because it's crazy to think I've actually got a win this season. The first race of the year, which was at Monaco. How on earth did I manage that? Because then I retired in the most dramatic of ways at the Indianapolis 500, which was the next race after. Timings. See, my straight line speed is there, kind of, but then everywhere else just doesn't work. Oh god, oh god. There we go. I knew what I was doing. Hakkinen is quite close behind me. I'm going to move to the inside, try and block him off somehow. Can't see him in my mirror. Slightly worried. There he is. Oh, come on. Oh god. So I'm starting to panic now. There's a car on my left. Okay, he's backed off. Sensible. Don't want to get anywhere near me. See, the leader's already on the final lap. And we're still here, only halfway through this lap. God, they're quick. Oh, probably would have been out. Judging by my pace, I probably would have been out already. And there's just a huge queue of cars behind me. That's quite funny, actually. But at least we haven't retired or crashed or anything like that. It's been a positive race. I'm not too disheartened. And there's been no walls that have got me stuck. They used to be on this track, but not anymore. So it's updated. All the really annoying bits have been eradicated. Because there was like an invisible wall just over there that if you went off here and hit, you would just get stuck in it. Which wasn't fun at all. Come on. Alright. Wait, is this the final lap? Yeah, it must be. And has Ascari won it? Or was it Jackie Stewart? We'll find out in a minute. It's been a fairly quick race, actually. It seems quite quick. So around the final corner here at the British Grand Prix at Aintree, and it is P10 for us. And yeah, I think Ascari's won that, so he joins the championship battle. But at the same time, it could have been better. I just didn't have the pace today, which was annoying. I was hoping to potentially go out and win this one, but it just was not to be. And I think, with that being said, I think this season is already over for me. I don't think I'm going to get any better. You know, I don't think I'm going to get another win. I'm definitely not going to contend for the title. That's going to go to someone else now. so we can maybe focus on next season. I might even start doing some practice with next season's car, and yeah, start preparing for that, because this is a bit of a throwaway already. But there is a championship fight that's still going on up ahead, so let's have a look at the results and see how that impacts the table. Well, once again, the championship fight has taken yet another twist. So that was the British Grand Prix at Aintree, and whilst it wasn't an interesting race from the perspective of Jack Palmer, up at the front it really was. Alberto Ascari has claimed his first win of the season and finished 2.5 seconds in front of Jackie Stewart, but Jackie Stewart also gained an extra point from the fastest lap, and Damon Hill finished in third, with Sebastian Vettel also finishing in a high points finish position of fourth. Graham Hill also finished in a good position in fifth, beating Alain Prost, and Jim Clark also had a much better performance and finished in seventh. Jenson Button also had a decent race, climbing from 11th and finishing in P8, and Kimi Raikkonen in 9th. As we look down the rest of the field, Jack Palmer, of course, in 10th, not the best race for him. His struggles continue as he was simply off the pace all race, and Emerson Fittipaldi finished just behind him in 11th, and getting past Mika Hakkinen on the line. And as we look further down, the last finishers were Jacques Villeneuve and Valtteri Bottas actually finished this time round, as he retired last year, and there are 4 retirements in that one: Francois Sever, Nico Rosberg, Sterling Moss, and the first one was Ayrton Senna. And I mentioned that this result has changed the championship battle somewhat, and I was not joking. And as you can see there, we now have 3 drivers at the top, tied with 17 points each. So Sebastian Vettel, Jackie Stewart and Alberto Ascari all with 17 points, and now tied at the top of the championship with 5 rounds to go. And yes, so now we officially have a 3-horse battle for the lead. Jenson Button has dropped down to 4th and didn't collect any points today, so he stays with 12 points and 5 points behind the top 3. Kimi Raikkonen also dropped down to 5th with 10 points, but Damon Hill moves up to 6th with 10 points, and Jack Palmer is now down in 7th with 9. But Graham Hill is also climbing the ladder, albeit slowly, now has 7 points, and all the way down to the last points finisher, which is Jim Clark, who only has the 1 point so far this season, in 13th, and the rest of the drivers, there's 7 drivers there, all with no points. And let's take a quick look at the team's championship then. Masters now have a commanding lead at the top with 42 points. Fireflash as well gained quite a few points that round, but they stay in second with 35. McLaren now down to third with 22, and right at the bottom, Atlantic with only 20 points to show. So it wasn't the most interesting of races, it has to be said, which was pretty much the case last year, and hopefully next season we can have a better race. And the next race, like I mentioned, is the German Grand Prix at the old Aarhus circuit, complete with its Wall of Death. That should be a very exciting race indeed, and it's one that we are very much looking forward to. Germany always seems to spring up some dramatic moments over the last few seasons, so hopefully this time it will do the same as we go into it with 3 drivers thoroughly in the championship fights. So until then, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and enjoy the football if you're watching that. I will be. Well, the game is currently 10 minutes in at the time of recording, 0-0 between Brighton and Luton Town. And so until the next upload, which will be during the week as usual, hope you have an awesome day. See you later.